that's fine. Come on, work. Tune it, there we go. It's working. It's working, yes. I came in his name, I'm saved by his grace. I came in your name, I'm saved by your grace. 2,000 years ago he died on a cross so he could show you how to live your life without sin and without lies. The devil took him on a mountaintop and offered him every kingdom he would not stop. He said, son of man, worship me, come over, bend your knee. I said, I came in his name, I'm saved by his grace. Surrounded himself with 12 good men, disciples is what we called them, who was Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. And they told his story after he was gone, how he was born and raised. It only took 3 days, in his name we are saved, but only by his grace. I came in his name, I'm saved by his grace. All those new strings are lovely. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from rain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes from trees, hot air from a cool breeze, cold, cold with the change? Did you exchange or walk on part of the Oh, I wish you were here. 'Cause we're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. How we found the same old fears. I wish you were. This one goes out to all you natural girls. On the day you were born, God looked down at the place you lay. He took a deep breath and blew on the clouds, blew away. Heaven and earth he built it, took him just 6 days. Took him twice as long to make the smile for your beautiful face. Cause you're a natural girl. You're an actual girl. Sent a letter to Cadbury's. They made a recipe for your eyes. Took the twinkles from the stars, placed them inside both your eyes. For me, for me, for me, for me. 'Cause you're a natural girl. You're an actual girl. I'll work for days and toil for hours and hours, just to pay for your dress and all your wedding flowers. And your dress will be made from the finest silk threads. It will fluster the priest and turn every man's head as you grace the aisle with those curves, that smile, that smile. 'Cause you're a natural girl. You're an actual girl. And your veil will be handmade by nymphs, blushed at your beauty when they caught a glimpse of your legs and your arms, your feminine charms. Those charms, really. Woo! 'Cause you're a natural girl. You're an actual girl. Someone send a message to my father up above, and tell him found this girl, the one I'm treating of, the one that he sent down from heaven up above. She fits me just like a glove. 'Cause you're a natural girl. I'll climb the walls and climber the highest steeple. At the top of my voice I'll sing to all the people. Found this girl, I love the one from above. You're a natural girl. I'll write your name on Venus, Jupiter, Mars. When you look up at night, you'll see your name driven in the stars. 'Cause you are a natural girl. How you doing, people? You have a nice day. Welcome to the show. Marissa's here. Is she really? Woo! Batten down the hatches. Ready to guns. Where's my music window? Shut up. Oh, it's there. Oh, he's got a picture of Jesus. Because I was showing the wrong screen last night. Hold on. 10 minutes. Derp. Dippy dippy dip. I just like to say I love you, God. If I was a flower growing wild and... It's a fast one. If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I wanted you to be is my sweet honey bee. Yeah. If I was a tree growing tall and green, all I wanted you to shake me and be my leaves. If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I wanted you to be is my sweet honey bee. If I was a tree growing tall and green, all I wanted you to shake me and be my leaves. All I want is you to be my bride. Take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is you to stay with me. Will you hold me in your arms and swing me like a sea? Yeah. If you were the river in the mountains tall, rumbles of your waters would be my call. If you were the winter, I'd be the snow. Just as long as you were with me when the cold winds blow. All I want is you to be my bride. Will you take me by the hand and stand by my side? All I want is you to stay with me. Will you hold me in your arms and swing me like a sea? There we go again. If you were a wing, I'd be the knot. If you were a seed, then I'd be the pod. If you were the floor, I'd wanna be the room. And if you were a kiss, then I know I'd be the room. Yeah. All I want is you to be my bride. You take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is you to stay with me. Will you hold me in your arms and swing me like a sleep? If you were the wood, I'd be the fire. If you were love, then I'd be desire. If you were a castle, I'd be a boat. If you were an ocean, then I'd learn to float. All I want is you to be my bride. I wanted you to stay with me. Will you hold me in your arms and sing like a sea? I've never been I've never shown I've never shown myself on cam. You can tell by the way I walk, I'm a man. Oh, Marissa, will you come with me? I swear I don't want to see you pee. We can just sit and talk. You can descend the stairs and show me your walk. I don't want to see your bean. I know Nico is a queen. I know you understand fully. I'm just taking the piss, I'm not being a bully. Oh, it's been so long since I've made a song. I really should make a new song, shouldn't I? I haven't made one for yonks. I hope that brought a smile to your face. It brought one to mine. Well, look, I haven't said anything bad about you. Have I? I ain't said anything. I just said get on camera and show your walk in your ear, tirading me with bad words and stuff. All I've said is get on camera and show your walk. You don't need to show your private bits. I don't need to see your ass or your tits. I just need to see your walk. This one goes out to you lovely, lovely ladies. That includes you, Marissa. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. What's it like to hear that from a real man, ladies? Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? As the river flows gently to the sea, darling, so we go. Some things were meant to be. So take my hand, take my whole heart too, 'cause I can't help falling in love with you. As the river flows gently to the sea, darling, so we go. Some things were meant to be. So take my so take my hand, take my whole heart too, 'cause I can't help falling in love with you. How's that one? Elvis the Pelvis, ladies. Apparently he melts the hearts of women all over the earth. If only you knew the truth, eh? attention or river. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, she's the mountain mama. Take me home, country roads. All my memories gather round her, modest lady, stranger to the water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sea and on the sky. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Mr. Taste the moonshine, Jimmy, in my mind. Jimmy! I think you're out there, kiddo. Country toads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, she's my mountain mama. Take me home, country roads. The bridge, can I get it right tonight? I hear her voice in the morning as she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling, woohoo, that I should have been home. Oh, yesterday, oh, yesterday. Top of me scale, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, she's my mountain mama. Take me home, country roads. Yeah, let's sing one for God. Big fella in the sky. Yeah, sing one for God. And this one's for you, Father. When I can find a song. Where is that? There it is. That'll do. This one goes out to our Heavenly Father. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky. That's too high. Wait, I'm still on the other octave. I don't even sound right. Deep voice, Peter, deep voice. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. That's better. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. Yes, you do. It's a new dawn, new day, new life for me. And I'm feeling God. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom in the trees, you know how I feel. Yes, you do. It's a new dawn, new day, a new life for me. 'Cause I'm born again. Jesus. And I'm feeling God. Dragonflies out in the sun. You know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun. You know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sleep in peace when your day is done. That's what I mean. It's an old world, new world, bold world for me. Yes, it is, and I'm feeling God. Yeah, 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 stars when you shine. You know how I feel. Of the pine, you know how I feel. Yeah, 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 freedom is mine. You know how I feel, yes you do. It's a new world, old world, a bold world for me. Yes, it is, and I'm feeling God. Wow, I was off with the fairies then. I was literally in his arms. Thank you, Father. Where's my little boy? Yeah, where's my paws and claws? Have I got a cuddles? Oh, he was so cute earlier on. He laid with me forever, didn't he? I thought something wrong with you. Came and laid right on me and slept on me all day, didn't you? Hey? Did I do something good? Did I? Did I do something good? Something that made you want to come and lay with me all day? Hey? Do you want a biscuit? Is that what you come up here for? Look at that tail going. Come on then, Spaniel. Let's have you. And I'm feeling good. Bum, 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 bum. Beat it, get on your bed. Go on, beat it, doggy. Yeah, he's looking for extra biscuits. Oh, I love you. Go on, beat it, tap dog. Have your biscuit. Alvin, get on your perch. Go on. What are you doing upside down there? Get on your perch. I'm going to cover you. Night night, Alvin. You never say good night. It's been 3 years, you little div. You ready, birdie? Night night. Oh, it worked. Hopefully it will stay on. Let's rearrange myself. Oh, that's better. Right. The day is done. It's night time here in England, 8:30. Close that window. I'm just going to post this stream. I'll be right back with you, boys and girls. Give me a second. It's a new dawn. I told you, Albie, get upside down. Find it. Where is it? Find it, Marlon. His nose can smell that extra biscuit. Where is it? Where's your biscuit? Find it. Right. Copy and paste. Why do I do that? I don't know. 1 second. Close that window. Open that again. I should get a picture. There it is. Lovely. 8 PM every night, UK time. If you don't live in England, it's a different time. East Coast of America, afternoon, 2 o'clock, innit? West Coast of America, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Depends where you are. Twitter. What's your biscuit? Find it. You still haven't found it. Find it. Where's your biscuit? Good boy, where's it? Nah, you're going cold again. Back to Facebook, share to group, and I'll be right with you. 1 second. Share to group. Right, there we go. Have you had a good day? If you haven't, God said, I'm going to make you laugh. If I haven't already. Let's come back to the top of the class. Where's your biscuit? Get it. Have you pushed your biscuit too far away? You daren't touch it. Good boy. Right, okay. Let's go back to the top of the list and say hello to you all. Who's first in class? It was Luke in Croatia. How are you doing, sunshine? John Cena! How you doing, Luke? Many blessings. Kyle Shinobi's out in a boat. How you doing, Kyle? Nice to have you. Karen, hello. I don't want you too many blessings, of course. Alpha, how you doing? Hey, you fucking ass clown. Stop calling me a fucking man! You can unblock me on Facebook and video me. I'll show you my pussy, you fucking asshole. That was a quick word from our sponsor, Marissa Pinkarissa. I even called you I have not called him a man. I mean, you're a man, have I? I've never called you a man. I said you don't have to get your foo-foo out on camera to prove that you're a woman. It's totally different. You're putting words in my mouth. I never said she was a man, did I? Did I ever say she was a man? Did I ever call him a him? I didn't, did I? No, just there. I've slipped up. Yeah, that's how flip-flops get you, though, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is walk. Show you walk. Video it. Bang it on YouTube. Everyone can see it. There you go. End of story, innit? End of story. I don't know what's wrong with you. That's how normal people do it. That's how Christians do it. We don't get our foo-foo and our moo-moos out and show each other on camera. Just mental. If you're a transvestigator, why are you getting your doodahs out? You just have to show people you walk. Like I did. Queen Nico showed everyone hers. And whether she was walking dogs or not, when I walk my dog, I don't walk like that. I don't make flamingo feet and broken legs as a walk. I don't. Right, anyway, enough of you. Where are we? Karen Stahl, welcome. Oh, she's at it again. You getting kicked out of your house video. No, I didn't get kicked out. I got kidnapped. And it wasn't my house. It was the people's house that I'm still living in. Oh, one door shuts and the other one's open, doesn't it? Thank you, Father. Anyway, let's carry on. Susanna. How you doing, sugar? Oh gosh, she's still here. I did a whole live on my IG with ultrasounds with my name on it. Yeah, no. We don't care. Put a video up of you walking. It's that simple. Who cares? Where are we now? Karen, I said, E-Trader, welcome to the show. Oh, here we go. Hey, the fucking money. I'm a top trans investigator. You are not a top trans investigator at all. You think Donut's a man. You think that Queen Nico's a man. You're absolutely crap at your job. Don't talk shite. Put your gate up and we'll know if you're a girl or a boy, won't we? That's all you have to do. Put your gate up. Put your gate up. I don't want to see your ultrasound. I don't want to see your uterus, your ovaries, your womb. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see your foo-foo, your moo-moo, your doodahs, your bits and bobs, your jiggly bits. I don't want to see none of it. All I want to see is your gate. It states quite clearly in the Bible that you will know a man by his demeanour, by his dress, and by his gait. And it states this quite clearly. Thank you, Holy Bible, for yet again putting me into the devil's path. Right, this is how easy it is, right? I I haven't said anything about you. I've said it about your girlfriend, Queen Nico. That's what I've said it about. Because I've got video of her walking in a court of law that proves she's a woman. It really does. Nothing you can do about it. It's not defamation. It's the truth. It's what I'm seeing. I'm a transvestigator. I look at people walking all day, every day, and I've done for 6 years. So I'm pretty adept at noticing men with broken legs. And Queen Nico has definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, got broken legs when she walks. If you've got broken legs when you walk, you'll be a woman too. So before you go putting words in my mouth, I haven't said anything about you. I haven't skull checked you. I haven't done anything to you. All I've done is speak about someone you went on an interview with, and you're giving me all this grief. Jesus said, I will know thee by thy fruits. And again, Jesus proves himself right. And if that's Luciferian to you, then on your bike, Satan. That's all I can tell you. Get on your bike, Satan. Right, here we go. Andrew Noble's in the house. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? Trini, how you doing, darling? Cool Arrow's also out there with the Country Toads. Joe Daniels. Kirsten Wall. Hello, Kirsten Wall. Many blessings to all of you, by the way. And they want to see you tickle tackle. I want to see you tallywhacker. All you have to do is go to my gate video. Doof. Go to any of my videos, look at my face, look at my arms, look at the size of my ears, where they're set, how big my teeth are. Jeez. I told you I got called goofball when I was a kid because I had full adult teeth in a child's head. I'll tell you what I was when I was 8 years old. I was this. I was the Little Shop of Horrors. I don't want to answer your questions, no. Why is that interrupting me? Tossers. I live in a world where I use rationality, okay? Rational people don't go on camera getting the foo-foos out to prove what they are. You can just do it by walking, right? That's what we've proven. That's what transvestigation proves, just by somebody walking. You don't need to look at the face. You don't need to look at the shoulders, the digit ratios, the pelvis. Tells you everything you need to know. And I don't need to see a naked pelvis, I just need to see that pelvis in motion. Because a woman has a certain way of walking, a certain je ne sais quoi, I do not know what. She has a certain way of walking. And when she does, her bum cheeks go, wagunk, 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 wagunk. From the rear, of course. From the front, it looks like a little duckling or a penguin or a little baby bird waddling towards me. That's what it looks like with broken legs. And it's very cute and very beautiful to watch on real women. When I see a woman who looks like a man walking like that, I don't find it cute. I don't find it attractive. I'm not attractive to Queen Nico. I might have been if they'd left her alone. She's very pretty, I'll tell you that. She got gorgeous. Nico, you got gorgeous eyes. From a real man, I'm telling you, gorgeous eyes, girlfriend! I'm kidding. Father, if you're listening, you know I'm kidding, right? You made me this way. You did. You made me see the funny side of things. But you have got beautiful eyes, I've got to say. Rachel's in the house. Hello, Rachel. How you doing? Johnny Yuma. I'm from the other side of the pond. How you doing, Johnny? And there you go. Welcome all. Yeah, Luke. I did say hello. Luke was first. Welcome to the show, guys. I hope you've had a nice day. If you didn't have any laughter yet, we're gonna have a bit of a thrill ride, I think, tonight. I don't know why. I'm in a bit of a silly mood. We look at the human skeleton every day, and faces is our main priority because a lot of people don't want to show you themselves walking. So all we can go on is the skulls. Some people will get the lady gardens out, the moo-moos, the foo-foos, you know. They will, to prove the women. Instead of just walking on camera, that's all you have to do. Come up and down some stairs and walk 20 paces, forward and backward. That'll do the trick. Men have got bigger faces. Look at the difference in the size of them faces. If I draw a triangle through this face, and then through this face, one of those faces has got a bigger triangle. Can you work it out? If you can't, you're in the top transvestigator channel list. Stop! I'm sorry, but I know I can't help it. I'm like a piranha. I keep nipping at it. I can't help it. Right, okay. Men have blockheads, look, with far apart rectangular shaped eyes. Women have eggheads, look. It looks like an upside down egg with rounded, close set eyes. Big nose, big teeth, little teeth. Wider dental arch because the eyes are further apart and the cheekbones are further apart. Narrow cheekbones give you a narrow dental arch to match the narrow eyes and the narrow sloping chin. Got it? It's not difficult. This is how we skull check. When you can do it, when you can remember what these faces look like, these templates, these are called skull templates. When you can remember what they look like and you see real people, you're like, oh, that's a man and that's a woman. It's real simple because that looks like an egg and that one looks like a block. Got it? Right, excerpts of copyrighted material may under circumstances be quoted verbatim for purposes such as criticism, news report, teaching and research without need for permission from payment to a copyright order. Tim Noddy Older. We stopped right here, boys and girls, on Jasmine Harman. He's got a man in his name. You know how it works, don't you? You know how it works. We are looking at English television presenter with a right set of gnashes on him. Jacinda Ardern gnashes. Oh, it's just a dude. Rectangle shaped eyes, wide ass cheekbones, bones, low set ears, huge grill, strong neck. And anyone who wants to say, I've got V-shaped claws, that bloke is hunching his shoulders together, right? Go look at your husband hunch his shoulders. When this person's properly, oh my gosh, look at the depth on that, not that one. Look at the depth on them eyes. Wide ass cheekbones, square jaw, strong neck, broad shoulders, look. They're not V-shaped there, are they? Look at them, they're parallel, horizontal. Is this him here? Is that the same person? I guess it is. There's no curve in that back whatsoever, is there? It's just up and down. I quite like that as your 50-50, but your head's tilted. There's another one I could use. Still tilted. He reminds me of someone. I can't think who it is. Hello, Arena. How you doing? Hello, Agent D. How are you doing? He reminds me of someone. I can't. Oh, look at. Get him, Ali. What is it? Is it a spider? Something got him then. He jumped up for something. Spider. His echoes are up on his back. What is it? Spider. Good boy. Right. Let's have a look at him, shall we? Oh my. Hello, wildlife and fisheries. Yeah, we're on our way. Look at the size of them feet, then look at them bony ass knees. There's something seriously wrong with that figure. If you think that's a woman, you're having a laugh. You really are. Look at him hunching his shoulders back so you can't see so you can't see how broad his actual shoulders are. You can take that head and easily place it on that slot there, right? And it won't go over the arm. 3 heads worth across the shoulders. Is that your girlfriend? Let's have a look at it. We're done. We're absolutely... Tell me, which one of them's got bigger teeth? Till the cows come home, that one on the right is a horse. It is. The one on the left reminds me of someone, but I'll tell you what's doing it on the left. It's the 5 head. Look at the difference in them skulls. Right? You know how it looks. Men's faces are big and you get a shorter rainbow-shaped head. You see it? The forehead. It's short and it's rainbow-shaped. But the woman's is tall and opens out at the edges, look. Imagine a fountain spraying water. It sprays outwards, whereas the man's comes inwards. Watch closely. Inwards on the skull. Outwards on the skull. That reminds me of Mr. E. I'm seeing Mr. E's face there. I really am. And they all sing Mr. E's praises, and I used to love Mr. E. I thought he was a great teacher. I nearly got a chance to speak to him once whilst I was a flat earther. But Jibby, well, it wasn't Jibby, it was Felix and someone else booted him off the channel before I could ask him. If he'd got on my show, he would have convinced me about the MTFs. That they were all shit in it. My show would have ended, my flat earth time would have ended a lot sooner if I'd let Mr. E on the show that day. I really wish I had. Even though Mr. E's an FTM, and as we've said this before, all our favourite truthers who have brought us the truth, have also gave us lies, are all inverted. They're all got the wrong skeletons. because the best way to control the opposition is to lead them. So they do, right? I don't let any of these truthers tell me anything anymore. All the stuff I've read about there's no letter J and no. So what you're telling me is there's no letter J up until till the 1600s, right? That's what you're telling me, right? Up until 400 years ago, there was no letter J, right? So we only had 9 months of the year then, because January, July, and June are not there because we've got no letter J. So we only had 9 months of the year 400 years ago. Is that what you're telling me? You're also telling me there was no Jamaica, there were no juniper berries, there were no Mexican jumping beans. Kangaroos didn't know how to jump. Is that what you're telling me? There was no letter J, yeah? Is that what you're telling me? Whatever happened here, it's been covered up. The old world, Tartaria, the Tarts, whatever, has been covered up. Our ancestors' buildings, work, machines and technologies, all covered up. They had free energy, they covered it up and sold us gas, oil, and all the other natural products that they can make money off. That's what Satan does. He makes money off the working, off the living. And then you live all your life trying to buy an house or whatever it is that your pursuit of happiness is, and you can never get to that ideal standard that you want because your life is pegged. Understand? You've been pegged. You can't go above a certain level. There's a ceiling that you cannot pass because you've got a natural skeleton. It's an invisible ceiling, but it stops you from getting jobs. It stops you from traveling the world. It stops you from becoming famous. It stops all sorts. The whole world is rigged against us naturals, and they will do anything to keep their system alive. The beast system, where you pay for everything. But I had a vision a long time ago, a dream, a moment in time, a moment of clarity, whatever you call it. And I could just see the past where there was no money. There was no money and everybody just did everything for free. Farmers, bakers, everyone did everything for free and nobody ever worried for anything. Houses were built, stately mansions and houses were built for people and families. Because everything was free. There was no money involved. Money is how they control the world. Money is the root of all evil. It's not the love of money. The Bible says it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. No, money is the root of all evil. How can my book say that the love of money, it should just say money is. And those who love money are the worst of the worst. That's what it should say. But it was translated by these freak masons. It's a freak mason Bible. I'd love to read the original, what my ancestors said about everything, about God, about Christ, about how you got here. Everything would have been much more detailed, and they've only given us a portion of it. But the portion I've got makes perfect sense, that God created all life, all animals, all plants, all fish, all birds, everything, and then he topped it all off with us. Created in his image, able to think and create like he can. That all makes perfect sense to me when I listen to it or hear it read. It makes perfect sense to me. Way more sense than there was nothing and then there was an explosion, and explosions kill everything, but this explosion didn't kill everything, it created everything. It makes no sense, and you just go down that evolution path and it's just, how did gold evolve into silver or vice versa, and how did helium become hydrogen if evolution happened? And they're like, no, it's just in animals. Oh, it's just in animals, so everything else came into existence at the same time. Yes. So everything's the same age then. If it's all carbon based, then everything came into existence at the same time. You can't carbon date because it's all the same age. Everything they say is contradictory and doublespeak, circular reasoning. When you listen to people giving you circular arguments, instead of just showing the gates, I will know thee by thy fruits. Jesus Christ. Amen. Right, let's continue. On the teeth alone, men have got bigger, broader, wider teeth than women. Boof. Men have got square jawlines and square chins. Boof, look. Women have sloping jawlines, look. And big foreheads. They also have breasts, short shoulders and skinny upper arms compared to men, look. Because a woman breastfeeds, her upper arm is around about 1 inch to 2 inches smaller than a man's. That's why this arm hangs about 2 inches lower. These ratios remain the same from childhood to adulthood. Even when you're little, a boy will have big teeth and far apart eyes and a short forehead, and a girl will look like this. Looks like the Jez. Looks just like the Jezebel to me. Just ain't got the wonky nog eyes. Sloping jawline, pointed chin, narrow dental arch, tiny ears, soft coffee bean eyes, and that vertical forehead, which is widest in the hairline. It describes itself when you can see them. And that picture there, there's nothing womanly in that picture. That's just a bloke sticking his belly out. But the whole nation of real natural girls are jealous of this person. How can he get that body? He was dead fat and now he looks dead thin, and I can't look. I've never looked like that. Yeah, because you're not a man. That's why you don't have these massive dentals. Look at them. They look like tombstones, don't they? They do. You tell a man by his smile. Sometimes it only takes a single marker and you can tell them apart instantly. That's how strong forensics is as a skill and a trait. It can take just a smile and you're like, doof, you're a bloke. It can take a forehead and you're like, doof, you're a woman. But the key marker in everything are the gaits. So let's get this one, horsey face. I quite like that as your 50-50. Let me let dickhead out, because he's going to rubber dub me for the next 20 minutes. If I don't, come on, you. Go on then, go and chase the foxes. Oh, he farted as he left the div. Oh, Marley, what are you like? Where's my batteries? Oh no. Keep on, no. There we go. Lights on, that's working. Right, sorry about that. Okay. There's your vertical straight calves, the big shoulder of a man look, the square jaw, the big teeth, the deep set eyes with male brow bone. Look at it. Right into the corner of the eye, deep set eye. I'll tell that as your 50-50. Let's go gate shopping. Is that your wedding day? Let's hope your girlfriend's mincing for me. But look at that hairline. Oh, there she is, mincing on the wedding day. Look at that gait. There is nothing in this world like a wedding day mince. Do 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 do. A man crossing his legs over. There's no diamond. He's doing it again there. Look at the state of them knees. Oh my gosh! Now let's go back. Oh, was that a gate? Wait 1 second. No, it's the same one. No, there it is. Now we got you. As that stair fail, we're done. We are absolutely done. I've got 2 more there as well. If you don't believe what I've told, this bodyguard, look, with the earpiece in, this bodyguard who's pretending to be a man, comes down the stairs like Queen Nico with a broken leg, inward pointing leg, outward pointing foot. However, the gentleman on the right, the big blonde honey monster over there, has got straight legs, bony ass knees together, and he's coming down them stairs at 6 o'clock, and 6 o'clock, game over. The stairs prove everything. I'm telling you now. These people don't can't do anything about the stairs. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, you could, but you'd have to do it real slowly, and you'd have to do it unnoticeably, of course, to try and descend them stairs on camera without anyone noticing you're a man. You could try and bend your leg, yeah, you could, but they don't. They never do. She's a bit pale, isn't she, that one? I thought it was a mannequin at first. Let's go back. But that's a perfect game over. I can't think who he reminds me of, but he reminds me of someone. When it's like that, it's someone I know that this person's reminding me of. When I can't remember who it is. And again, there's your man shoulders. You cannot and will not tell me that is a woman when she's that broad across the top. Impossible. 3 heads worth, easy. Let's go back again. If you go out and call an FTM public, I can imagine them getting angry and yelling, it's Sarah. It won't bother me if I see an FTM in public, because they're in public. It's FTM in public. I see it. I've seen plenty. What bothers me is in private life. If I see it as a teacher, a secret one. If I see it as a social worker, a secret one. That's not open, that's pretending. Then I call it out, I'm telling you now. Every mother that came to this house in the last 10 years is going to get called out when the time comes, I'm telling you. Look at that egghead. He looks like that poker player, Daniel Negreanu. Johnny Irwin. Just look at the difference in their heads. Can you see it? Look at the big square head, and then look at the egghead, the tic tac on the right. It's so easy to see that 5 head, right? The 2 big dimples here and here, look, because it's widest in the hairline. Where's that skull shot with the? Where's the one I like? Is it in this list? I think it's right up here, isn't it? Right above me. Dang it. I thought it was right there. Oh, there it is. That one. As you can see, there's 2 yellow dots, look. You can almost see it there, look. The 2 shiny lumps that make a woman's head flat and widest on top, but not on a man! We get brow bones to the high heavens, look, that sticks right out into the corners of the eye. When I put my hand on my head, because my hairline is short, my hair stops here, this part of my head is flat. It's kind of rounded a little bit, but it's mostly flat. When I put my hand on my head, it's flat in comparison to a woman's. But it's these 2 yellow dots I'm drawing your attention to right there and there. And when you see it, look, they shine back at you, look there. There's your dot and there's your dot there. Men don't have it. Our heads do not bellow outwards like a Klingon forehead. In fact, there's a good picture of it. Who's got further apart eyes, bigger mouth, bigger teeth, all on show, look. He literally is bigger than hair, look. Not just taller, but wider, look. Let's go back and back to the stair fail. Now that's a gate. We need 3 more if you've got them. What was that with fingers? What was that? Oh, he's just got a finger. I thought someone was pointing something out about him. He looks like, what did they call him? That bloke who slept with 1,000 FTMs. Found a used condom inside his penis 10 days later or whatever. Looks like him. Lily Phillips. Is it Lily Phillips? Bonnie Blue, one of them. He looks like one of them. Oh my gosh, look at that. Open that picture. He's a big fella on the right, isn't he? He's a big fella. You see, if you were surrounded by women that look like this, you would know. You would literally know. There's so many people out there, and Roberto was one of them. Everywhere I go, it's 90% flip-flops in Brazil. Bollocks! They're all living in poverty. They're all naturals living in poverty. That's what it is. If all women looked like that around you, you would know. If all men had big flat 5 heads, you'd notice. I'm telling you. But I do it every day when I walk Marlow. I'm out for a minimum of an hour with him, minimum. And for 60 minutes, I people watch. Every day, different parks, different woods, the beach, wherever we go. I go all over the town. And everywhere I go, I see real boys, real girls. I see real children. Here and there, I do spot them, don't get me wrong. But the mass populace of people where I live are normal and natural. And I believe that is the way it is in this world. They rule over the masses. The few rule over the many. And they do it through television, of all things. Simple electronic device brainwashes them so badly that they'll wear a nappy on the face for 2 years. For 2 years, I looked at normal people around me and thought, you absolute plonkers. I did. Airborne virus, most deadly known to mankind in existence, and you think a paper mask that's got gaps all around it, when it's airborne, that means it's going in your eyes. You realise that, right? It's landed on your skin. It's airborne. There's no getting away from it. The skin is a sponge. Right, let's put walking in there. The Ha man is definitely a man. Ha, you're a man. What we got? I've got that one. There's a nice one. That's number 3. Yeah, that's so wrong. That must be his children. We won't show them. I'm just disgusted. Anybody that can do anything like that to a child is vile. Vile! You're a criminal. Look at the size of him. Tell me, how is he bigger than this man? How is he bigger than this man? He's got high heels on. No, it's to do with the width across the shoulders, the size of the head. And I can see that by the flow of that shirt, it looks like his arms are hanging akimbo there. It might be a real couple, but I find it very unlikely. All of the contestants on the quiz shows are flip-flops, so why would Ohms Under the Hammer be any different, or whatever this is? Holidays, whatever, I don't care. Right, we're done. There's 3 gates. I'll take them when we're out of here. The conditioning you've been through that's put you here, it's so strong. Look at the size of him. What is going on here? How is he always the biggest person on camera? The conditioning that you've been put through is to rationalise your own slavery, your own demise, if you like, because the whole world's rigged against you to make you sin. And only by God's graces am I saved, because he showed me the kingdom of heaven, what the world should be like. No money. Whoever built these houses here, these big ones, they built them all for free, and people lived in them for free. They worked for free. There was no... You had a job, but you didn't get paid. It was that simple. You just did it. And you didn't work all your life either. I saw a manuscript somewhere, I can't remember where it was. The slaves used to get 6 months off back in the day. They'd work for 6 months and get 6 months off. Work through the summer and have the winter off. But they changed it. They made people work 6 days a week, enslaved to a mortgage on land that they don't own or control. The government was never meant to control the people. It's the people that control the government. It still is that way. But people don't realise this because all you have to do is fire them all and bring them to justice. You have to, because they're all criminals. You've got to bring them all to justice. Humanely. I know in some countries they're not going to do that. It's going to be horrible. But that's the way of the world. There are so many different ways of doing things. In the West, though, we believe that justice prevails. When it doesn't in this world, really, because all the stories, all the mainstream media stories, killings, murders, serial killers, it's all fake. You done chasing foxes? Are you done? Hey, smelly dog. You farted on the way out, didn't you? Where's Biscuit? Where's that Biscuit? Where's Biscuit? Right. Because of the way they made the world, for most people, it's barely tolerable. From the people I speak to, the lives are barely tolerable. There's no happiness. I'm only happy because I know God's real. I know that all this is, this matrix system that they set up for us to live in, it's all an illusion. They don't have the power over us, they don't. They just wield it over us because we're asleep. That's all it is. When the world joins in unity, in union, like Christ says, be in union with me, then the world will change. It really will. Money will go, drugs will go, all the death and all the poisons will go. Hospitals will actually help people. Old people's homes will actually look after old people instead of beating them up. If you knew God was there, you wouldn't even do it. These people that do these despicable acts to old people or children, if you knew what was waiting for you in the hereafter, it wouldn't even cross your mind. You wouldn't even dare. That's the beauty of the fear of God, when you fear God's wrath. That's the only thing that can really properly upset me if I displease him. Alright, talking about the baby Jesus like I did yesterday upset me a bit, but properly upset would be failing my Heavenly Father. After he woke me and showed me all these things and what the kingdom of heaven actually looks like, to throw it all away, to not care, I can't do that. I've shown so many people how to do this. I hope that most of you find the kingdom of God. I don't ram Jesus on anyone. Jesus is my faith and my faith only. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. They all get upset about it and it's nothing to do with you. It's my faith. Yes, I know who wrote the book. Yes, I know it doesn't all make sense. Some of it's lies, of course it is. But the baseline and core of it rings true about God. God being real, God creating the earth, God creating me in his image. And then us falling from grace, our ancestors falling from grace for thousands of years simply because Satan was running around dressed as a woman. And he was changing boys into girls and girls into boys in front of everyone and nobody noticed. Except God. Alright, we're done. Did I get his face? Look at that neck, look at that mouth. And then you got the fiver, dial M for Masons. Look at that letter M in the forehead. You can never unsee this. It just makes me howl that the mocking transvestigators, right? The mocking transvestigations by saying we get our bits out on camera. Like, any good transvestigator will tell you the truth, that you don't need to see your baps, I don't need to see your jiggly bits, your moo moo, your foo foo, I don't need to see none of it. I just need to see you walk. As I've proven over and over again. See your gait and we'll decide that way. That's the truth about forensics. I told you, the truth is A to B. Get on camera, do your walk, come down some stairs, you're done. A to B. Pulling down your trousers and showing strangers your genitals is mental asylum stuff. It really is. We're done. Next. France Gall, French singer. Isabelle Genevieve. Marie-Anne Gall. Gallagher. Known professionally as Francis Gall, is a French yeye singer. What's a yeye singer? Yeye singer. Yeye. Poupée de cire, poupée de son. Oh, that just rolled off my tongue, didn't it? Again! Poupée de cire, poupée de son. It's a French singer. Let's have a look. He's got a wide face. God saw the gold and the gold was good, did he? Bollocks to you. Gilda's speaking. Massive head, rectangle shaped eyes, with brow bone, short sloping forehead, wide ass cheek. That's a blockhead. End of story, that's a man. Just on the skull alone, I say that's a man. Now we need the gates. The gates prove everything I've just described to you. Let's get a better picture on that 50-50. I quite like that one. It's a little bit out. I like that one as well. Bit big though. Now what's that the other one? Yeah, what's that one? Right, Gates, France Gall. If he's got one. Who's that? She's got close together eyes on the left, hasn't she? Let's go back again. Tell me, which one of them's got the broken leg? I'll tell you what he ain't got. He ain't got any gates. Okay, Marley, what are you looking at? Is that nice? Right, let's see if he's got some. I think I'm wasting my life going down these pictures. Oh, that might have been one there. Right there, I still can't see it though. No, it's out of the way. It is him though. Right, we're done. When Scroogle gives me the screen back. I don't like that gate. Send me back again. Gonna make me wait again. Tosses. There we go. Walking. Let's see if the moment of truth comes. Stair fail. Gate shot. Oh, here we go. What we got? Only one of them's a woman. I'm telling you now. Still nothing. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe that's one. Kind of. She's definitely broken legged on the right. Look, walks like Queen Nico. Looks like Queen Nico. France Gall, singer. Another one, look. Mincing. That's his funeral. That's him there though. That is him, isn't it? Gotcha. That looks like not Ringo Starr, the other one, George Harrison, I think. Is it George Harrison? Oh, he's a step up. I was just going to say, he's a step up over that one. Nothing. This must be the funeral, surely. Yeah, it is. There's no gates, that's it. One gate for it. Oh, every single time. How is it possible all these actors are miniature and the wives are massive? How is it possible I keep picking these celebrities out like this? Unless, of course, they all are actually sex changed. Secretly. There's a lot of minces. That's the only gate, and it's not even a perfect one. I'm not sure if I can use it. Oh, is that him there? Chanteuse Antoine and Paris Gal. Yes, it is. Nice. It's not a good one though. That looks like Mick Jagger. That is Mick Jagger. I can't get no satisfaction, and I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. Look at the size of that arm. Seriously, look at the length. That has got some torque in it. That has. It's not a lot I can do. There's only that one gate, and I don't like it. Let's put street in quickly. I might get him if I put street there instead. Let's look. Street. No, it's not happening. There's no gates. Find me Francis Gal's gate. Oh, there's one. Is that him? I don't know if that's him. Yeah, we're done. There's no gates. Find these gates. I'll do the rest next. Christopher Lambert. This one's already on the list. There's no way. The Highlander. My name's Conor MacLeod and the Clan MacLeod has not been done. This PC. H's file. There we go. Open H's. Do it. I need a new mouse. Oh. Paste. Away it goes. Christopher Lambert. The Lamberts. The Lamb of God, yeah? That'll be Jesus. Christ and the Lamb go together, right? That is a woman, final answer. She didn't age very well, did she? Look at that 5-head. It's this one that's catching my attention now. Look at those lips. They didn't get rid of the Cupid's bow. Eye set, close set eyes, eye set ears, dial M for Masons with a widow's peak. No trachea, no Adam's apple. Yet all the women thought Christopher Lambert was a catch, but look at the state of that. But they all loved him in the 80s. Is that his family? He's got 2 strapping lads, hasn't he, there? Let's go back again. Lambert, we're done. 5-head. Look at the dial M in the hairline. Look how bald she's going. Look how the skull widens outwards. Doesn't draw inwards like a man's. It widens outwards. Widest in the hairline, look, not in the cheeks. Everything I teach you is from those pictures. Yeah, and I use that other picture as the Christopher. We're done. Christopher Lambert walking. I'll just show you quickly. I'm not wrong. There you go. Game over. Look, Christopher Lambert. Full mints, not perfect though. That one is absolute full mints there. There's a broken leg. Oh, it's Sean Connery with a broken leg. Oh, they've both got broken legs, look. If someone can explain to me the shoulder tilts, the hip twist, the broken leg, and when they run with their elbows out, knees pointing inwards, look. Wow. That'd be nice. But I already have an answer. God left it behind for me. Look at this. Look at that mat. Look at them. This is what it actually looks like when you go look at the real photos of Hitler and his body. Right. These are all actors, right? These are all actors, and it looks like they're playing German soldiers there. Is it German? They look like German uniforms, don't they? I want you to notice the four that we can definitely see in this picture. Lambert at the front, full mince. Whoever the girl is behind her with the akimbo arm, look, full mince, foot pointing outwards. This one, shoulder tilt, the hips twisted, the legs broken, and we've got arms akimbo again, woman, right? And then this one, same again. The broken leg to the right, the broken leg to the left. I've got a diamond in that one. There is a film, right, using secretly transgendered actors. There it is. That's what they walk like. I want you to remember the minces and these broken legs, these diamond shapes that the women cause. Got it? Now look at this. German SS. That'll do, right? These were the worst of the Germans, right? The SS. This one, Himmler. Is that Himmler? It is Himmler. Close set eyes. Look how small the glasses are. How high up the smaller the ears are. Vertical forehead. Widest in hairline. Absolutely no jawbone. This is a real German officer. Tell me why he matches a female skull first before we even get started on their gates. Tell me why that person's got a female skull with no jawbone of a man. Long top lip look. Women have a longer top lip because you have these beautiful buck teeth that you get. They're smaller than men's, but the front teeth are bigger. And it gives you this beautiful look. It really does, ladies. And you get a longer top lip because of it, a deeper philtrum with a cupid's bow. Right there, there's a problem. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but can someone... I'd like to know why all the army uniforms flare around the hips. That'd be nice. Because I'm telling you now, those arms are hanging akimbo. There's a shoulder tilt, there's an hip twist, and I've got a broken leg. There is no way I believe that's a man right there. And I don't even know where that's from. But that's some German soldier back in the day. We're talking 70 years ago. And the army is already flip-flopped, look. Here's Himmler and the other girls. Let's get some pictures of them walking. Group photo would be nice. Broken leg. Can't see anything in that one. Let's find some nice group photos. There you go. This is what we're looking for. A girl, a girl, a girl, a girl. Every single one's mincing. Then look at this one here with a broken leg. Walks like Queen Nico in the background. How am I doing this with World War II photos? How can I see minces, broken legs and flamingo feet? Full minces. There's Schittler doing a mince. There's Himmler doing a mince. There's the whole upper regiment of the German army, all mincing and broken leg look. Here they are again. All of them, inline footfall, broken leg, inline, 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 broken leg, female Bigfoot right there, look. Inline, Himmler. Him, it's Haler. Schittler and Haler. How is it possible that I can do this with World War II photos? You know, I've taken it from here, look. These are secretly transgendered actors, proven by the way they walk. I've covered all of them, nearly all of them. But if I go back to World War II, I've got the same bunch of dickheads. Fooling real natural men to go into war. They lead and control you, is what they do. Look at Hitler there. Look at that diamond in Schittler's legs. Another diamond here. Another flamingo there, look. Full mince right behind Schittler. Every single one of them. It don't matter who we look at. Mussolini, Putin, Stalin. It doesn't matter. Karl Marx. They're all mincers. They're all Freemasons. And people are like, no normal people can get in it. I don't believe that. I believe you've got to be a flip-flop to become a Mason and go up there stupid degrees. Every town, every village, every city is run, and always has been, by these, they call themselves elites. I call them nut jobs that are trying to be something they're not. You know, they say they're the kings and the queens, but if the real people knew the truth, there would be no kings and queens. Or at least if we did have kings and queens, there'd be real people. And the only reason you'd put them there is because of acts of courage or whatever. That you know that person, oh my gosh, look at that. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know who that is, but that's a woman. Wilhelm Monk. No jawline, high set ears, close set eyes, tiny mouth, cupid's bow, long top lip. Pear-shaped bodies, high waisters, yeah. You told me about the pilots, so I've been checking, and all the RAF Battle of Britain pilots flip. Yeah, I've already done them. Done loads of them. Douglas Bader, all the famous ones, I did them. A lot of pilots are going to be flipped. When all this comes out, a lot of them are going to be flipped, I'm telling you. Right, hang on. German officers walking. This will be better. There you go. Now we're talking. Is that Schindler? Yeah, full mince. High clop, hair flop. Another full mince of there, look. Coming out of the Vatican. This is the Vatican in Rome, apparently. Full flamingo foot, look. Broken leg. Walks like Queen Nico. We've seen that one. Where's the real good one with Hitler mincing in it? There's a real good one somewhere. It's like, there, that's the one. Look at that. These are meant to be soldiers, captured soldiers, but the mincing lot. They're English helmets in the background. They're English soldiers, right? But these two at the front are Germans, both of them pilots. German pilots, mincing lot. There's your plane crash. There you go. It's as simple as that. If I can prove that Hitler's a woman just by the way he walks, then Hitler telling me that he's going to get his moo-moo out on camera for me is not going to wash, is it? When I can see that all that's a woman, that's a woman, that's a woman, that's a woman, can't tell with that one, that's a woman. Front 5 out of 6 in the front are women there. We was talking about this the other day at Agent D, that all the grandparents were Freemasons, me and Raish. On his mum's side, he was a footballer. Open off it now. Footballer. There we go. He was a footballer, born 1925. Is that him? Those ears are pretty high, aren't they? If that's him, there's another one there. There's a few of them. I don't know which one's him. Grimsby Town, John Johnson, son of man code, eye set ears, widest in the hairline, egg-shaped face. And this is 1920s look. All the football clubs came into existence because they invented football at this certain time, 1880 or something. I don't know. Was that when they started powering this through this agenda? Is what I'm asking. Bill Bella, small mouth, Cupid's bow, eye set ears, close set eyes, widest in the hairline, again and again and again. I don't know if that's him, but he was a footballer, and apparently his granddad, Raish's granddad, has a ring, but they melted it down because it had a square and compass on the ring. It was a Masonic ring, so they melted it down. He had it remade, but it's still that Masonic ring that he melted down. And his great granddad, Rachel's great granddad, would have wore it when he was a footballer. I honestly don't know if that's him though. It says George Higgins. Grimsby Town. I think that is him. But this one was a Freemason, whether he's a man or not. And I'm worried about those eye-set ears and the lacking of a jawbone. Was a Mason. And then, when Ray said this, when I first discovered this subject, I went to one of my oldest aunties, the only one I really speak to anymore. She let me go through all her old photos and stuff, so I could look at my mum, my dad, and everyone. I wanted to look at everyone. When I first discovered this, I wanted to look at all the people in my family. I didn't find flip-flops, but I did find 2 pictures of my great-great-granddad in a Mason apron. And I was like, was he a Mason? I said, not a Mason. What's it called? It's not a Mason. It's something else. Let me have a look. Oh, that's it. Grimsby Buffs. Is that right? Grimsby Buffs? No. Grimsby Buffaloes. Oh. No, that's not it either. Oh, maybe that's how you spell it. Maybe I spelled it wrong. No. That's weird, because when I looked him up, it was my brother that said it. He was a buff. And I went, what's a buff? He went, a buffalo. I said, what's that? And he said, it's like a Mason. There, this is what it was. RAOBGLE, Grimsby District Rifle Club. No, but that's a buffalo, isn't it? There was pictures online of it, and I can't remember what I put in. But it showed them, and they had aprons on, but they weren't Masonic ones. They had this design on it or something. I can't remember. But there was one with one of my granddads where he was wearing, my great-granddad, not my granddad, my great-granddad, my mum's dad, was wearing a proper Masonic apron. And I said to my Auntie Jenny, he was a Mason. He said, no, he was a buffalo, but he wore that apron for that picture. And I was just like, yeah. That would lead you down the theory road. We're going into La La Land. That all your great-grandparents were evil. And they were going to give birth to a load of naturals and roll over them without them knowing. 200 years ago. I don't know. But these groups are everywhere, right? There were 650 or whatever worldwide Shriners, Rosicrucians, Jesuits, Eastern Star. There's loads of them. There's 650 of these groups like the Buffs all around the world. Different names, but the same organisation. And someone was telling me his dad's got a ring. It's not a Mason ring, but it's a buffalo ring or something like a buffalo ring. I can't remember what it was, but he said he's a member of this Buffs, and anytime he's in trouble anywhere in the world, he can walk into a lodge and show his ring, even though it's not a Masonic one, and they'll make sure if he needs money, he'll get money to get home. If he needs a roof over his head, they'll get a place to live. He said it's all being part of this club, the Buffaloes, but Rotary Lions Club, yeah. We've got them as well, Trader. The Grimsby Rotary and the Grimsby Lions, we've got them as well. I'm just wondering if they're all run by him as well, probably, right? But this is a different organisation. I can't find it. The pictures. When I searched this before, I got 3 or 4 pictures come up showing the old black and whites of them in aprons. in a club somewhere. I don't know if it was a Masonic club or whatever, but it did show him. Royal Antediluvian Order. Ah, Royal Antediluvian Order. Antediluvian. Ain't that got to do with a flood? I've just got a deluge. God's going to send a great deluge of water. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen this before. Justice, philanthropy and truth. Yeah, well, you got a crown on top of it, mate. I don't believe that. Fourth degree. Yeah, it's some type of masonry, look. It really is. But my great-great-granddad was in this. So, I don't know. However it happens, the evil people in this world took over all the governments, controlled the news, the media, brainwashed us when they invented television. If it hadn't already been invented, remember, we're only being told these stories. They've had cameras probably a lot longer. If Tartarians could build buildings the way they did, they had cameras, right? There's no way you could be builders of that and not have invented the camera by now. No way. So there's probably sat on a load of pictures and paintings and history that show the real truth about what happened here. Because if you can't see something happened here, I can't help you. If I go by biblical time stretch and timeline, God put man on the earth. Satan deluded man. They fell from grace. They all started having sex with the same sexes, and Sodom and Gomorrah. God burnt the place to the ground. It didn't stop. They started messing with the animals and the daughters of men, creating giants. God had had enough at this point. Said to Noah, build an ark, I'm going to make it rain. Noah said, what's rain? He said, you'll see, just build an ark, will you? It took him 120 years to build an ark, 10th of his life. And he ran around for 120 years telling people it's going to rain when it had never rained on earth. We only had dew. The morning dew is what flowers and everything drank. So the rains came, wiped out all of Satan's evilness, and 8 people reflourished the earth. And I know it's even now, that's hard for me to swallow, that everybody here comes from 8 people, but then those 8 people came from 2, and however many was in between them. I do find that a little bit hard to swallow, but I might not have the whole truth on that, you know. When I read Genesis 1, God created mankind, told them to go forth and multiply. Genesis 2, he creates Adam and Eve and tells them there are many trees in the garden, but not to mess with that tree there, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For you shall surely die. My La La Land, we're entering La La Land. What if the trees were family trees and God created all these people in Genesis 1 and said go forth and multiply, and then he created Adam and Eve and said there were loads of families out there, family trees, you can mingle with anyone except for that family there. Do not go near that kin family there. They got the knowledge of good and evil. But Adam and Eve didn't listen, and Satan got a head start on us all, didn't he? From that point on, Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel, brother on brother. That's the truth of this world, right? God created this beautiful world, and then the people turned against God. That's what Satan's job here is to do, right? To turn you against God. And for me, for 40 years of my life, I was turned away from God. I did speak to him here and there in times of sorrow, and loss and need, I did speak to God. Don't ask me why I did, even though I didn't believe in him. I still said, God, if you're listening, can you do this? And even though I didn't believe in him, he answered. He did what I asked. But up until 12 years ago, I had no idea that God was real, and I wouldn't have done all the crap I've done in my life. I wouldn't. I say half, I mean all. If Satan powered his way through every nation, bit by bit, it would have taken him some time, right, to take over each nation, under cloak and dagger disguise, using this agenda. It would have taken him a long time to take over each nation. Each nation would have to be convinced to have royalty. And then from royalty, they had eunuchs, right? They made bodyguards chop the bits off so they wouldn't have sex with the royals, or whatever reason that they started eunuching men. Because Jesus talks about the eunuchs. He doesn't talk about this. People always try and tell, oh yeah, Jesus, no he doesn't. He talks about eunuchs. He talks about men chopping off the balls. And when he speaks about it on the thirds, he says a third are born that way without testicles. A third do it to themselves and a third have it done to them, is what Jesus talks about on eunuchs. He doesn't mention flip-flops. And people's like, yeah, but he said they're born that way without testicles. Right, so a boy's born without testicles. I personally don't know any boys without testicles. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen. People are born without certain limbs and stuff. I've seen it. But I think that's these people messing with children. Trying to do in utero and not succeeding. I don't believe in utero. I think it's nonsense. But regardless of what you think, this picture from 1912, World War One. This is 1915, 1912. These are all women in the front pretending to go to war. So they've been making these great wars up for a long time, right? If they can make this one up in the living, your grandparents believed it, and like your friends now believe in the Ukraine war and all the rest of it. If they can do it back then, they can do it now. You can and will be fooled. Look at the size of these trousers. Forget the minces. Look at the trousers. Why do the jackets flare outwards? To hide the female hips. The walk gives them away. Look, put a towel between her hands and she's flossing. She's literally flossing, look. But the Germans have got the blame for everything, right? They say Hitler was this, Hitler was a bad man, Hitler was horrible. Some people say Hitler was good. At the end of the day, they're all fucking flip-flops. And none of them are good because they're all lying to us. If whatever happened in the World War, the Great Wars, if natural men did go to die, then they just made natural men kill each other over nothing. To keep the populations down. To take over countries that weren't bending to the will or whatever, I don't know. But I live in a fake world. And I'm surrounded by fake act whores. And these act whores go right back, minimum 70 years to Hitler and his girls. These people grow up telling lies every day about their gender and who they are. You don't think they're going to lie about something else to you? And again, Himmler, Hitler, Goering, all of the girls that are in these pictures, I don't have to see their genitals. I just have to see them walking. I can tell by your akimbo arms that you're a woman. Arms hanging away from the body. Arms hanging away from the body. Wide hips. And of course, the full mints on each and every one of them. Nobody Nobody can take this skill away from you once you learn it. And it makes you scrutinise people. It makes you scrutinise everything. You become a grade 1 detective overnight when you can do this for yourself. A perfect example would be if I was doing this and I showed you this and said, no, they're all men, you'd be like, Punch, you lying twat, look what you taught me, now you're going against what you taught me. It's impossible. Men can walk like women, agreed. So why are all these men walking like women then if they're men? Why would they all mince like pufters if they're all real men? Why are they all 5'4" and 5'5" tall? The joke is on you. This whole world is a sham. Everything you've seen is a shenanigan. It don't matter whether it was 9/11, Fred West, the Lockerbie plane crash. It don't matter what we look at. They're all flip-flops. What was that one called in Hudson Bay? Hudson Bay, that was it. Hudson Bay landing. Hudson Bay plane. Tom Hanks, wasn't it? Yeah, there it is. Tom Hanks made a movie about it. There you go. So there's footage of this happening, right? This is them doing a plane crash on water, a plane drill, right? Like a fire drill, but with a plane, using actors. We're going to use a really good pilot. Most of you, we're going to be safe because we're coming in low, we're coming in slow. We're going to land it on water. This is what would happen anyway. This plane can do this. It can land on water, providing it's coming in slow enough. You can land it on water and you'll be safe. Everyone can stand on the wings. But it's going to be run as a real life scenario. It's actually happening. It's not a drill. It's going to be run like it's real life, and that's what they do. They've got plenty of footage of this plane coming in, landing in the harbour, the people on the wings, and then what's he called? Chelsea Sullenberger. So there he is. Straight away, watch this. Oh, I want a big picture. What do you see? What's the first identifying marker on, what's his name? Chelsea Sullenberger, I think it is. What's the first identifying marker that tells you it's a woman? What would be the identifying marker that would tell you this was a woman instantly? As soon as you look at the picture, bink, you're a woman. Stop lying. And then, of course, Tom Hanks played her, and she's a woman too. I got problems with your head as well, pal. 5 head, thank you, Ryan. That's exactly, yeah. 9 head, yeah. Upside down egghead, no cowl. It's more of a tic tac than upside down egghead. It's the 5 head cowl. I said the marker that tells you. That could have been mouth, ears, eyes, brow bone. In this case, it's the 5 head. There is nothing that gets past you once you've learnt the difference between them skulls. Learning to see that 5 head, the way it bellows outwards and creates a letter M with a widow's peak in the middle, seeing that letter M gives them away. And when we go back to Chelsea Sullenberger, it's the big 5 head that gives him away, gives her away. The whole story is nonsense. Every mainstream media story is nonsense. We are born in a world where social media and what's his name? Television and social media control what you see and implant these images in your mind. Like the song, there was an image implanted in my mind in The Sound of Silence. But right there is a 5 head. It's perfectly flat. The face is pushed downwards, look, because of the size of the head. And when looking at the templates, this face is not pushed downwards because the head is smaller, look. Shaped more like a rainbow because it draws inwards. Whereas the woman's bellows outwards, look. Giving you this beautiful 5 head. And Chelsea Sullenberger right there. I think there is a gate for Chelsea Sullenberger. Let's have a quick look. Chelsea Sullenberger. Sullenberger. I think that's his name. Yeah, there you go. Look at their heads. Pair of them have got 5 heads, look. Tom Hanks and the other one both got low set faces. If you were surrounded by men that looked like this, eventually you'd notice you don't have this 5 head, fellas. If you were surrounded by them. They all like to tell your fake markers, and they can tell by this, they can tell by that. I give you the main markers. The eyes, because you can't move the eyes. You cannot split the skull and put it closer together. You can't split the skull and make it further apart. You cannot change the eyes. It's your first marker when looking at the face. Your teeth would be your second marker. The width of the dental arch, a square jaw should match those 2. There's 3 markers in one. A short, narrow forehead would be your 5th. Wide-ass cheekbones, your 6th. On the woman would be the widest in the hairline, 1. Close set, rounded eyes, 2. Smaller nose, smaller dental arches, 3 and 4. And the sloping jawline making 5 and 6 with a pointed chin. That's how we do it. And when we look at these people, we're going to see one of those 2 shapes. And Chelsea Sullenberger and Tom Hanks have both got tic-tac shape. I would say this a few times now.
Callum's Corner. Now, I've had to say this a few times now, but this is the final time that I will say this. Shut up about my head. It is normal. It is a nice head. It does not look like a sodding tic-tac.
But it does. The skull training works, folks. It truly does. I can't tell you how many times people have tried to wrong skull check other people around me, or tell me that the skulls don't work. It's the first thing that Queen Nico and Marissa Pinky Rissy did, right? Was diss the triangles. Because those triangles work. Small triangles for a woman with a big 5 head, higher up eyes, bigger triangle with a shorter forehead for a man. It works. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm the one that invented it. They don't like it. But it's the truth. I'm powered by God. It came, as far as I'm concerned, all that triangles and looking at animals' faces and all that came from God, as far as I'm concerned. I asked God for knowledge. I asked him for information. I asked him to teach me. And the information that was brought to me after asking, it came in the form of animals. First time, it came in the form of cats and dogs. Cats and dogs, cats and dogs. And I kept looking and looking, and I kept seeing pairs of dogs, pairs of cats. And then I started seeing same breeds. And it was when I saw the same breeds, I realised that the male has a bigger face. And I was just like, oh, men have got bigger faces. And then I was watching a German video, and there was a picture, an artist's impression, how he drew the face. And he put a triangle between a woman's eyes, and it was a nice small one. And I just had this epiphany. A moment of clarity, as drunks call it. I call it the Holy Spirit watching over me. And I decided to take Kate's skull templates. First person I saw use these templates was Kate. She was a transvestigator from Holland, and she left because of all the people. She didn't like them. She may have been a normal person, I don't know. But her work was wonderful. When I first started it, I really liked the work, and I was gutted when she left. But all these teachers slowly fell away from me, one after the other. I was drawn away from them. Don't ask me why. Hans Walmart, Mystery. I started not watching the videos, not taking any attention of what they were saying. I don't know if it was subliminal or whatever. And then I was just sat here one day on YouTube or Google, and I asked him, I said to the big man, can I have a new teacher, please, a good one? I want to learn how to do this and not lie to people. And he sent me Bevy, and when I learned Bevy taught me the gates. All of this it was like I told you, it's like a jigsaw, just slotting in one piece after the other. Once I realised how to do gates, and then I could skull check, because it was the 3 years that I'd spent understanding triangles and skulls and faces. It all rolled into one when I met Bevy. It was their cats and animals that I saw with Bevy that made me draw triangles. And I at first I only drew triangles, and then I remembered Kate's picture with these diagrams, and I added the triangles in, and I was just like, oh my gosh, men have got bigger faces. So when it comes to looking at pictures of Jesus like that, and like this, and like that, with 5 heads and close set eyes and eye set ears, compared to one like that, I could tell a difference. My skills work on pictures, they work on paintings, they work on sculptures. Chelsea Sullenberger is a woman. Donald Trump is a woman. They've both got close set rounded eyes. They've both got small mouths, pink lips. They're both liars. I wish that Donald Trump was a white hat and he was going to release the world from this freedom, but do you honestly think Donald Trump's going to give up all them billions of dollars for you and your family? I don't think so. Should have already done it, right? They're going to make America great again. If Donald and Elon were going to make America great again, first of all, they'd get rid of the space programs. They'd kick out all the fake doctors and all the rest of the bullshit they're putting in people. That's what would happen. But only a natural person's going to do that for you. These people are going to crash planes. They're going to crash planes into the Hudson River, the Son of Man Code. They're going to crash planes into the Hudson River and pretend it's real life. And then they're going to give themselves medals. They're going to have movies made after them, books written about them. They're going to make millions of pounds out of natural people, out of something that never even happened. But I saw it on the TV. He landed a plane. Yeah, but it's not real. He was trained to do it. He was trained to land planes in rivers and water in case it actually happens in real life. And in this case, they just ran it off as real life. Which is what they do with all these psyops. They run off fire drills, plane drills, build it, skyscraper drills, bombing arena drills, everything. Train stations, airports, they run them everywhere. But at the end of the day, Chelsea Sullenberger is a liar and deceiver, and is married to a great big strapping man with massive arms, massive neck, huge teeth, deep set eyes. It makes me sick that they parade around like this. Is that Clint Eastwood? They parade around like this, acting like heroes. These are the fake idols that the Bible tells you not to worship. All your time and effort should be given to the God above your very head. But because these people have made you disbelieve in him, they've disproven him to you by creating space and evolution and all the lies they've surrounded me with, that they pushed me away from God. I pushed God away from me, should I say. That pushed him away from me all my life. And only God knows how sorry I am for it all, but it is what it is, right, Father? There's nothing I can do. Time is linear. I wish I could go back and change it, but I can't. All I can literally do is acknowledge your grace and your mercy for letting me have this life still. With all the stuff I've done in my life, he could have stopped it, right? He could have finished me off and sent me to hell, but he didn't. He left me alive for 40 years because he knew, because he can travel time, that I was going to find him. And when I did, I was going to change my life. I was going to be born again. And that's exactly what happened. I was born again. I'm a prawn again Christian. It makes me laugh. But the true revelation is that these people have no power. They've stolen it by magical and cunning disguises. Is how they've taken the land, your taxes, your children, your car, your house. You don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. You registered your car, you registered your house, you registered your children. Nothing of them are yours. I've got a bit of paper. Yeah, mate, I've got a bit of paper. It says that if I eat 7 different pieces of fruit within an hour, 7 hours later, I'll poop out a rainbow. Do you want to buy some yellow snow? Right, anyway, Chelsea Sullenberg. That really does look like Clint Eastwood there. I swear it is. As much as this is hard to take, and I know it is, because I trust me, I can empathise with you because I went through it myself. You have to shake off all these fake idols and just give praise to the one that gave you this life. As rotten as Satan may have made it for you, God also put laughter in it. He also put love in it. They can't erase him, because natural people do good, kind acts, don't you? We do, don't we? It's that essence, that image of God that's in you that makes you that way. It makes you act truthfully, act kindly, act nicely, generously, politely. That's the grace of God in you. But as Jesus told you, you shall know good and evil. And along with that wonderful side of you, Satan has perverted some of you as well, right? He's taken you away from the truth and justice and right from wrong and blurred the lines for lots of people. The world would be a better place without alcohol, the way it's sold. You can still have alcohol, but just the moderation of it, you know. People only drink the way they do is because of what Satan's done to the world and done to them. That's what drives them to drink. I never ever wanted to drink because my dad was a plonky. And I'd stuck to my word. I said I'd never lay a hand on a ratio because of what happened to me when I was a child. I never did. Stuck to my word. Never laid a finger on him. That's the difference. I'm a man of my word. These people are not men of... That's not even a man. So how can you trust her word? Right. I don't know what started that rant off. I'm back. Let's go back. Where were we? Oh, it's the German soldiers. How did we end up on that from Germans? Right. So, remembering that I've just shown you that Hitler and all of his men are secretly transgendered. Here it is on film. And just like these actors that are just pretending to be German soldiers, that's what Hitler did. He pretended to be the Prime Minister of Germany because it was a woman. It's not even a man. If the real people knew, you wouldn't even vote for him. If you knew what his actual intentions were, you wouldn't have voted for him. Same goes for Donald Trump. Elon Musk. They're not giving up their millions. They rule the world over you. And they mock everyone, don't they? And they do it because we know they can get away with it. That's why they do it. Because they're mocking the people around you, knowing that some of us are awake and we can see it and we know it's lies and we know you're taking the piss. And they do it because they can. I could not laugh like this or play these roles that they play. Look at that forehead. Look at those 2 dimples in the forehead. I could not act or play parts or do it. Look at these little tiny delicate cloths. I could never do what they've done. I couldn't smile knowing that the world's being tortured by Satan. And this is why a lot of people say they're soulless. I don't think they're soulless. I don't think these people are soulless. I think they're just unwell. I think they've been treated this way for so long, you know, since birth, that it's normal to them. And maybe it's not for all of them, and that's what gets me. For the ones that have had this done to them and they didn't want it doing, and they find out and they don't want to be part of it. I can't imagine what that's like. I really can't. But again, it's only the Christ in me that allows me to think like that. For all I know, they're all satanic pricks and they are soulless and they've got demons living in them. I've got no idea. But I don't want... Jesus said, let him without sin cast the first stone. I don't want to cast stones at these people because I don't know. You know, that's the problem. I don't want... I don't want to be making a victim out of someone, you understand, who doesn't deserve it. Again, because I was created in his image. If these people are horrible, they don't even care, do they? They just don't care. They drink children's blood, like they say, and they wear children on their feet, like they say, red shoes. If they truly are that evil, then may God have mercy on them. They won't be saved because they don't care. That'll be one of the main things that people don't get into heaven for. You didn't care. You didn't care about the truth. You didn't care if the earth was flat. You didn't care if they were poisoning your family and giving people cancer and leukemia and Down syndrome and spinal bifida and multiple sclerosis. The list goes on and on. Because they've been killing us for years. They worked out how to poison the human body and put whole families into suffering. Sometimes from the day a child was born, and sometimes later on in life they do it to them. But I don't think that you're unretrievable. I think you're unretrievable by God for doing shit like that to children and disregard of human souls. You see, that's what I see now. I see souls. And if this is a wicked soul, if Christopher Lambert is a wicked soul, then so be it. I can't change her mind. She's lived her whole life being a Satanist. I lived 40 years of mine not being a Satanist, but living in Satan's world and doing satanic shite, holding up 666s and whatever I did. All these stuff that I mimicked off these people. But yet God still loves all of us, including these people, even if they don't care. Look at this, DC, look, Devil's Child. Christopher Lambert's a girl. One of my favourite movies, the first movie I ever sat and watched on my own, it was in foster care because we didn't have any money growing up. We didn't have a video recorder. I saw my two first movies when I was a foster child at the age of 11. First one was The Blues Brothers and I loved it. That was at my part-time foster parents. I was only with them for like 6 weeks. And then I went to some long-term foster parents who had me for ages, and they were quite a wealthy family that they put me with. Compared to where I lived, they lived like in the posh end of town. They had a semi-detached big house, good jobs, and they had video recorders in 3 different rooms. 3 of them, not one, 3 of them. And I watched Highlander at about the age of 12 or 13, and I was blown away by movies from that day on. I used to love movies. I have not seen a good movie since The Green Mile, and that's about 20 years ago. I can't think of a single movie since then that I've really, really liked. You had a few come out all at the same time. Shawshank Redemption, Leon, there was loads of them. Now they can't make movies for shite. because it's all full of CGI and bollocks, unbelievable nonsense. But I loved Highlander, I really did. And Lambert, I idolised him. I did. I thought he was a great actor. But that picture there tells me everything I need to know. 5 head. Look at those 2 dimples. You know what I showed you on those 2 skulls? The yellow dots. There they are. No, that's not him. Where's that picture gone? Dang it. There. No, is that? Is it that one? It's not that one, is it? No, it's not that one. Oh, it's that one. There. Those 2 dots, look. The man doesn't get them, look. His dots are above his eyes, not in his 5 head. The woman's are in the 5 head, look. These 2 delicious lumps of skull. We'll call them head breasts. Women have got head breasts, and so does Christopher Lambert. My head does not look like a sodden Tic Tac. Oh, but it does. Next. Jara Mariano is an American model. Jara Evelyn Maculpala Mariano is an American model, best known for her appearances. Sports Illustrated. Well, Mr. E, when I first started watching Mr. E, he covered the Sports Illustrated, and again, he only covered MTFs. He didn't want to show me the FTMs, didn't want to show me the women, he just showed me the men with the big jaws, the squared eyes, the short foreheads. He showed me them, and I still wasn't very good at it, you know. It was only when I started using the triangles I could really see a difference, like the size of faces, the size of an head, the shape of the skull, the pink lips. I started understanding markers. If I hadn't learnt skulls, I don't think I'd be as good as I am now. Just don't get me wrong, you can do it with the gates, but when you don't have gates, you've got to rely on your skills on the faces that I've taught you. And we've said this many times before, sometimes all it takes is an eyeball, a smile, a cheekbone, an Adam's apple, whatever it is, whatever that mark is, it only takes one to trigger you, to realise that you are under attack. You're under attack constantly by these people, to be perverted away from God, to not believe in God. Do you know what? Do you know? I don't know if you'll see it. Who does that look? It looks like someone else smiling. It's the crooked lip that's doing it. Who does that look like to me? I don't know if anyone's going to get this. That reminds me of a film star. Who am I seeing? Who does that person smile like? And there she is, holding up the rabbit horns. The dirty Baphomet sign. I quite like that one, she's 50-50. Take that one. Seth Meyers. Who's Seth Meyers? Oh, we got a winner. Rachel Tucker's in the house. Oh, Carol Toltz is in the house. Oh, another one. Kirsten Wall. Oh, we got 3 of them on the trot. You was close, Cool Laro. I don't know who Seth Meyers is. Is it that from Family Guy, Seth Meyers? Is that the right person? Meyers. That's one of them people from that country that I'm not allowed to mention, right? You was bang on. Sylvester Stallone. Well done, ladies. To the 3 ladies in chat that absolutely nailed that. Read my mind. You bunch of witches. You're the witches of Eastwick. Get out of my mind. I'm joking, ladies. Absolutely bang on. It was Sylvester Stallone that I could see. Do you know what I saw when I saw it? What I heard? Adrian! Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's much, what's the word? Broader across the face. But Sylvester Stallone right there, bang on. I was on about the smile. Maybe in the other pictures he looks like Hugh Jackman. More there, yeah, I'll go with that. But right there, that is Sylvester Stallone. Right, we'll take that as your 50-50. Let's go gate shopping with Jara Mariano. Jara Mariano. Oh, there's one. And we're done. We're totally done. You got the short sloping shoulders and the upper arm lot of this woman. And look at the man in the background. He might have a pair of Bruce Lee's on. Just, you know, they buy clothes to make them look like the opposite sex. But it ain't working. I see a man's figure there and a woman's here. Without the walk, I just see it in the figures of them. I see a man here, bigger face as well. But there's a gate, and there's another one right there. There's two. And, Jared, I love your work. We got knees together versus knees apart. The forensic proof is there. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't send me pictures of your foo-foo, your moo-moo, your doo-doo, your da-da. I don't want to see none of it. All you got to do is film yourself walking. It's that simple. You sick, twisted motherfucker. There's another one. 3. Is that him there? Oh my gosh, lads, right, just on a basic glimpse, and it was just a basic glimpse, 2 markers hit me straight away. The arm passing the crotch, well below scratching level of the balls, and the big, thick airplane passenger clavicles. Look at those Boeing 747 wings. Screaming I'm a man at you. Just on the arm and the collarbone alone. All I can do is tell you to practice, and I know it sounds impossible when you first start, it really does, and you think you won't get it, but all of a sudden, when you've listened to it enough times, watched it enough times, seen it enough times, it just clicks. You'll be like, uh-oh, Houston, those clavicles don't belong. Uh-oh, that arm is too long. Uh-oh, male digit ratio. No hips. You'll just carry on ringing them off, and trust me, it works in real life. It really does. Like I said, when I went and bought them guitar strings the other day, just instantaneous. Secret flip-flop. Mariano. Jara Mariano walking. Need 2 gates. Dun 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 dun. Is that you there, Jara? It is. I need one more. He's got a P-E-N-I-S. Look at that. Broken foot, broken leg. All the way home. Walks like Queen Nico. God made it simple to see. If you want the truth and you want to be set free, God makes it real simple for you to see. He doesn't go around the block. A to B. All I need to do is see you walking. You don't need to go around the block getting your doodahs out on camera and posting me pictures of your asshole. You don't need to do that. All you have to do is take a video of yourself walking, and we'll know. Secret agent man. But again, I divert away from what I was talking about. I will know thee by thy gates. It's real simple, folks. It truly is. Study, learn, practice. I've got 4, 5, 6 videos that train you how to do this. 6 training videos, and none of them are longer than 15 minutes. So it'll take you an hour and a half. And if you didn't take all the information in, watch them again. Or watch the one that you don't understand over and over and over until it clicks. Once it does, these people can't hide from you. They can't. You'll know them by the way they walk. Sometimes by the way they talk. Will give them away. Gross. Get off my screen, Satan. Sometimes by a single marker you'll know what they are. But Jesus said you'll know them by their fruits. You will. Even if you don't notice that the flip-flops, they'll still talk like them. They'll still lie like them. And we're done. What's his name? Oh, it's Vilo Mintamelia's girlfriend, is it really? I didn't realise that was Milo. Your boyfriend. He's got wide eyes, mate. Sid the Sloth eyes next. Liz Kendall. 2 first names, right? Kendall's the first name, right? Kendall, yeah, I've heard of a Kendall. 2 first names. He's got wide ass cheekbones. What does he do? British politician. Oh, we're done. Look at those cheekbones. That's a man. Deep set eyes, wide cheekbones, big square jaw, strong neck. That one's closer to a 50-50. See, there's no 2 big lumps on a flat forehead there, is it? It's not bellowing outwards, it's drawing inwards, look. What's Greg Davies doing up there? Where's Greg Davies' chin and jawline, look? Why's Greg Davies got coffee bean eyes? Arched eyebrows? Stunning is not the word for it, is it? Ow. They've got away with it. I'm still stunned by not my own stupidity, but at the tenacity of them to do it, to do this right in front of us and get away with it. I'll take that as your 50-50. It's a little bit small, but okay. I'm stunned at the tenacity of them, you know, to pull this off in every country and get men and women attracted to their own genders without them knowing, and then rip them off about everything. Rip them off on food, rip them off on petrol, rip them off on gas, electric, rent, just rip them off constantly so they've got nothing and they have it all, right? They have the big houses, the big cars, and allegedly you put them in power, allegedly. Of course you didn't. They voted themselves in. It doesn't matter what you vote. You could have voted, the whole of America could have voted for Mickey Mouse and Donald Trump would have still won the elections. 2. When the people need a hero, we will give them a hero. Who said that again? Oh yeah, the Freemasons, that's right. Hello Red Brown, how you doing, darling? There's another one. That's 4. I need 1 more and you're in the crap house, Liz. I know a Lizzie. She used to love me. And now she can't stand the sound of my voice because she can't stand the sound of the truth. In fact, it's the same for all of my old friends. They just can't stand the sound of the truth. My last best friend had covered up that bit of the personality for, I don't know, 20 odd years. 20 odd years. And then I heard it when we was in a phone conversation. She was one of the last people I still spoke to and I still had a lot of love for. Well, I still do, but she was one of the last my last good friend that I lost, and we was in conversation and she was talking about something and I said the only thing that matters in this world is that you should be able to tell the difference between real men and women, and I heard it snapping her for the first time in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years that I'd been doing this, and I was just starting to get really really good at it because I made the first book. What was it she said? She just referred to it as shit, like it's not, you're full of shit. Not me, but she referred to the subject as shit. I can't remember what she said, but I just knew in an instant. I just cut her off on the phone and said, oh, we're done, goodbye. See you later. And we've never talked again. And you know, she sent me, it's funny, how have I just remembered this? She sent me a picture of a sonogram, yeah, just like, Marissa, you can see me ultrasound. She sent me a picture of an ultrasound. My best woman friend forever and ever, Sam, her name is, loved her to bits. And she's like, I am a woman. And I didn't even doubt that she wasn't a woman. I did at the start because she has got son and man in her name. She has, but she got it in the reverse order like Amanda does. Samantha. She got the man and son in her name. And when I first learned all this, I was ultra sensitive to everything. Names, everything just triggered me. And I did have that inkling, you know. No, she got son and man in her name. She can't be. Slept in the same bed. We didn't have sex, but we slept in the same bed together, you know. But I never thought that she was nothing but a woman. She's tiny. She's honestly, she's like 5'2" and she weighs like 6 stone. I wouldn't even need the gait and that to check that she's a girl. I can see just by her skeleton that she was a girl, but because I hung up on the phone on her, she sent me a picture of an ultrasound. Like, I am a woman. Oh, that's what did it. She said to me, you thought I was a man. I said, no, I didn't think you was a man. I said, I was triggered by your name, the son and man code in your name. And that's what really triggered it then. And then I just hung up the phone on her and said goodbye. Because I was banging my head against a brick wall. Jesus said not to cast my pearls among swine, people that are going to scoff at what I say. And that's what she did. She scoffed at what I was saying. So that side of her personality, which I didn't think existed, I always thought she was wonderful and kind. I saw a nasty side to her. Everybody's got it, right? Even I can be nasty. But on this subject, I don't have any leeway. I don't. There's a boundary line that I have. If you think it's okay to do this to children, you're gone. If you don't care about this subject, you've got to go. Because you don't care about the children. See rule number 1. It wasn't about Sam being a man, because I didn't think that. I only thought that over a name. I didn't think that about a body, you know. I went through pictures and I couldn't decide because I was just so confused by all of this back then. But it took years and I wanted to work it out. And when I finally did, I became the transvestigator I am today. And I don't pull punches, right? If I can see that Queen Nico's a girl, I'm going to call her out. You're a liar. You're pretending to be a flat earther. You're pretending to be a man. Let's start with that before we get to you pretending to be a flat earther. You're pretending to be a man. That's the first problem. It's the first hurdle we've got to get past, Nicola. But you have got gorgeous eyes. Jamadang! I've lost all my friends and family, folks. Well, most of them. And I traded them, really. When I think about it, I traded them for God. I do miss them, don't get me wrong, but if me trying to save them sends me and Rach to hell, I'm not doing it. And that's what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to drop this. Forget about it. It's not interesting. It don't mean anything. How does the shape of the world change my life? How does the shape of Donald Trump's nuts change my life? Well, it does. But you don't have the capacity or what? Well, no. You don't have the articulation to carry that heavy load. You're not articulated enough to carry the heavy load. How do I know this? Because you're letting your children go to school and you're letting some blue-haired, flip-flop, pink-haired, secretly knob-jockeyed teacher to teach your children that they're descended from chimpanzees when they know that's a lie. They're teaching them there's no God. They're teaching them that they can be barnyard animals. They're teaching them that they live on a ball and that space exists when you know it doesn't. That's the lowdown of this for me when it comes to my friends, my brother, my best mates, is that you truly don't care about your own children. You truly don't care about other people. You just don't care about children. Full stop. And as a man of God, which I am, I cannot tolerate your ignorance any longer. I truly miss my brother. I miss my friends. But I traded them in for God. I think I truly miss God more than I would miss those people that think I'm crazy, that are supposed to love me and don't. That won't even tell your own children the truth. Or tell them this may be the truth. Or even just tell them it's lies, but this is it. There's a flat earth. It's a theory, it's not real. But you won't even tell them that there's a chance that the earth's flat. You just let them get taught the way you did. And when they grow up, they're going to end up like you. Weak. Without emotion. Without a moral compass. They'll be tempted into all sorts of things. Maybe even porta parties, if they exist. Satan only got me to do the things I did because I didn't believe in God. And I didn't know Satan was controlling my mind when I did these things. When I went stealing cars, breaking safes, robbing businesses, breaking into fruit machines. All these things I did. I ended up in prison. I didn't know. And I wouldn't have done these things if I'd known. I wouldn't have even said some of the things I've said in my life to people that I've said. I wish I could take some of the stuff back. I truly do. I wish I could go and tell me, Dad, you made a mistake. I should have gone and seen him when he was dying. I had the chance. But I was so exhausted and tired from all this that I was going through. Me and Rach didn't go and see him. And for the second time in my life, I saw thunder and lightning, the heavens opening up, because I think I should have gone and done something. But I'll never know until I die now. But if you're listening, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't come and see you on your deathbed, but we just ended up arguing. I'd have been telling him you're going to meet God. When I leave this room, you better say you're sorry for everything. It doesn't matter how many times you say it to me. I forgive you, Father. It's up to the Father above you to forgive you, Father, for the things you've done in this life, for the sins you've committed, not just against me, but my mother. You broke Rosemary's jaw, your first wife. You broke my mum's ribs, bitter breasts, all these things that you did. You never said sorry for them. I've never raised my hand to a woman. I've pushed one away once. But that's it. I've never raised my hand to a woman. I've never raised my hand to my son, my children. I've never raised my hand to a child. But only the Heavenly Father knows you. And He knows when you're sorry and He knows when you mean it. There were going to be a lot of people that are saying, I'm sorry, Father, at the end when they find out, I'm sorry. But too late, you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it then, you don't mean it now. He wants you to acknowledge life was created by Him whilst you're still alive. He don't want you to die and then realise, oh my gosh, the world is flat. I'm not descended from a monkey because you're here, aren't you, God? That's what he wants. He wants you to recognise in the living his grace, his glory, his majesty, and what he did for you. He wants you to recognise that you're being controlled by an evil deity, spirit, whatever you want to call it, and it's taken over the world, and it's taken over every government and every facet of life, and controls right down to your taxes. The law is this: only a business can be taxed. A man and woman's wages cannot be taxed, but it's being allowed because these robbing, thieving, pirate bastards, and that's what they are, don't want you and your family to have any form of happiness, or at least a concurrent line of happiness, an equilibrium of happiness, a straight line of happiness. No ups and downs like they're giving you, just a straight line, easy, nice life, without the struggles. It can be done, but they don't want it that way. That's the way it was in the beginning. When Adam and Eve got in here and started making human beings everywhere, nobody had money. There were no bankers. There was no cash machines and credit cards. There was just one big family, and they all appreciated each other. They all did things for each other. None of these liars want that happiness for you. They seem pretty happy, don't they? Most of them, not all of them, but most of them seem pretty happy with what Satan's given them. But I could not live with myself knowing that I'd done this. I'd trampled on your family, or Kyle's family, or Applesea's family, Karen's family. I couldn't do that knowing I'm treading on your family. For me to have a better life, because Satan says, lie about space, lie about God, lie about putting a nappy on your face, pretend to have a fake needle, whatever. I couldn't do any of it. But that's because I'm a natural boy. I'm a real boy! I'm a real boy, like the gingerbread man said. Jared Eng, I swear we've done this one. The name rings a bell. I'll take that as your 50-50. She got quite a set of chompers on her, but the eyes are close. I'm lacking brow bone. She spreads out widest in the hairline. Look, she got high set ears. She's missing Tracky when Adams. Is that the boyfriend? She's going bald, isn't she? Both of them are going bald. Let's go back. I like that picture, Joe. We'll take that one. Let's go gate shopping with her. That is a boy. That's a boy. You're welcome. You're welcome. You see, this is the thing. Oh my fucking word! Dum dum dum! Look at the size of that shoulder. The arm, the hand, the letter M, doing an M. Miller Jovovich. Which one's Miller? Oh, that one's Miller. And that's Stacey Keebler. Look at that beast. Look at the size of his hand. He would literally knock you into next week if he punched you, wouldn't he? He would though, wouldn't he? That right there, that's a specimen. That's a Hulk. That is a Hulk of a man right there. The massive hand, the male digit ratio, look, the thick, wide, square wrist, the long forearm, the long upper arm. This is what does it, this long muscle. I've got this long muscle. When I used to go to the gym, I used to go training every day, 5 days a week, 2 hours each day. And I made sure that I got to my fittest. I wanted to be as fit as I've ever been, and I got to it. And no matter how much I held my arm up and flexed my muscle, I had this long muscle that would not ball up like Conor McGregor's balls up, like Mike Tyson's balls up, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone's balls up. I could not get my arm to ball up. And even when a man does get his big, massive muscles, the ball, it's long. It's more like it's a rugby ball shaped rather than ball shaped. Because of the long... Just remember, men have got an extra 2 inches on their upper arm because we don't breastfeed. Women's arms, upper arms are shorter so that when they hold the baby in the crevice of the elbow, it swings right into the breast. I'm not a woman, that's higher up, right? So, there are many markers, visual, audible, kinetic, by the way someone walks, that tell you that you're looking at men in disguise. As far as I'm concerned, no one gave me the information that I give you in the way I give it, the honesty that comes with it, and it's all because they were all flip-flops. They were all hiding. Mr. E was hiding the FTMs from us because he is an FTM. The list goes on and on, you know. It says not to worship false idols, and when you do it upsets the balance of the world because you believed a lie. And in the end, God's going to send great delusion to many people that they should believe a lie. And this is because they don't care. They don't care at all. And it's still, oh, look at this. They will wink their eyes. As much as I've learned from all of this, I still don't think I've learned what I need to. It's really strange. It's like I still feel like I'm missing something. And don't ask me what it is. If there's anything else that's done in the darkness that we don't know about yet, it will come into light. Maybe that's what it is. There's something being hidden still from me. I'll find out. We will find out what it is. That's what Revelations is about, right? I put my trust in God, and I have done for the last 12 years. And through all the persecution I've had online and offline in my real life, I'm still as adamant about it all as I was in the beginning, that God is real. Jesus is my saviour. I'm not saying he's yours. It's up to you. It's your faith. Jesus is my saviour as far as I'm concerned. Some people say Jesus is God in the flesh. I still don't believe that. I believe that he was the essence of God in the flesh, but not the true spirit. The spirit God himself was above Jesus, because Jesus said only the Father knows when the end will come. Jesus didn't know when the end would come because he's not the Father, he's the Son. But the Son and the Father are one in the same. That's the bit that they miss, right? That they are one in the same. Not the same spirit, but they are one in the same. My boy was just like me. That's how the song goes. Time is it? 10 to 11. Monday Night Live. I'll tell you what, boys and girls, I'm going to call it a night. I've had fun. We had a giggle at the start, didn't we? Everyone made you laugh. And for the last time, Marissa, I haven't said you're a man. I said show us your gate. That's what I've said. And we'll know whether you're a man or a woman. Alright? Stop getting a bee in your bonnet. Your best friend Nicola, Queen Nico, King Nico as you know him, call him, here. Queen Nico is a woman, proven by the way she walks. If you walk like Queen Nico, you're a woman. Okay? God loves you, Marissa Pinkarissa. So does the baby Jesus. So do I, Marissa. But you lie. You tell lies. Donut's a woman. Nico's a woman. And you've done other celebrities that you say are the wrong right gender. You're full of shite. You're a liar. Now put your gate up so the world can tell whether you're lying about your core identity. That's all I've got to say on the matter. Good night to every single one of you. God bless. Just remember, God loves you and he wants you to know that you were born in an inside out, upside down, back to front, tipsy, topsy, turvy world. Sweet dreams to all of you. Gabby, hello Gabby. Arena, good night. Carol, who else said good night? Andrew, Trini. If I missed anyone, sorry. Good night, sweet dreams. See you tomorrow, Tuesday Night Live.